Hi guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you a video all about preparing for exams. I'm going to be showing you a really quick, literally 5-minute makeup and hair. I literally recorded this. I set my timer for 5 minutes on my phone and I recorded it for 5 minutes, just me doing my hair. I'm not going to do any cuts. I'm going to insert that after my little intro here. I'm going to do it in double time and then probably do a mini voiceover so you guys can know what I'm doing, and I'll list the products down below because I won't have time to say it. So it'll be 2.5 minutes of me doing my hair and my makeup. It's so fast, and this is what I actually do when I don't have time. So if I have 5 minutes in the morning to do my makeup, this is what I do. It's not like one of those no makeup tutorials where you have like a full face of foundation, like 6 coats of mascara and eyebrows. Like, this is very minimal. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. And then after that little clip, I'm going to be talking a whole crap ton about studying for exams, how I like to study, how I studied for my first semester of exams, and how I'm studying right now currently for the second semester of exams. I'm only a freshman, so I'm not an expert on this, but I do get pretty good grades and I have a lot of study tips that I want to share with you guys. If you are curious, I have 2 other videos up on my channel about like school. One of them is study tips, and I'm going to be sharing ones other than that, like how I'm planning out my exam schedule, how I'm like preparing for all of that stuff. That's more for like tests, like just regular tests. And then I also have one about like my freshman experience and how it's going, and like just kind of like a 20-minute video, just me talking about stuff like that. So I'm going to get started with this video and I hope you guys enjoy it. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is doing my hair. So all I do is I put my neck back as far as I can, and then wherever that ends is where I grab my hair and I just twist it into a super easy bun. I tuck some hair under. It's very, very simple, and I'm not really trying too hard. So just do your best. It doesn't really matter, to be totally honest. Then I forgot to take off my glasses, but I'm doing that now, and I'm just putting on some moisturizer. So this is going to act as my primer, and this also has like 25 SPF, I want to say. Next, I am taking a Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation, I think. Oh, just kidding. I'm taking my Garnier Fructis Concealer, and I'm just blending that out under my eyes, and then any excess that I didn't totally blend out super well, I put around my nose because I have some redness there. So I'm just blending that all in with my fingers. Then I'm going in with my e.l.f. powder brush and my Tarte Amazonian Clay powder foundation, and I have the brush that goes with that foundation, but I think that this the e.l.f. powder brush makes it look a lot more natural, and it doesn't have as good of coverage, so this is good for like natural days. I just blended this into my skin, and yeah. Remember also to blend this down your neck. Next, I'm just taking my eyebrows. I'm going to fill those things in because those are super, super important. I look so strange if I don't fill in my eyebrows and I have other makeup on. So I'm just taking my Milani brow kit and the lighter brow shade and filling in my eyebrows. And then I'm just going to end up taking my e.l.f. little set brow tamer. But one thing that I just wanted to say was that if you wear glasses, this is the perfect time to kind of slack on your eyebrows, because whenever you wear glasses, they frame your face really well and your eyebrows are a lot less noticeable. So if you don't have enough time to fill in your eyebrows how you like to, just fill them in as much as you can and as close to how you like to, and then just put on your glasses and they frame your face so well. And then I'm just going to be applying a little bit of mascara. This is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher, and I'm wearing it in brown just because I think it looks a lot more natural, and it just looks really, really pretty. And then if you have time, put on a kind of nude eyeliner in your waterline. That's what I did because I actually had enough time, so I just stuck that in my waterline. But right now I am just putting on some lip balm. That's the Rose Salve, like the Mr. Smith or whatever. And here I'm putting on that nude eyeliner. So that is all for the makeup look, and I was really proud of myself that I actually did that in 5 minutes. It is so easy, and again, this is just a double time clip. Okay, so I'm going to start out with really general things, and then I'm going to go through all of the subjects that I can give you guys advice on and how I think it's the best way to study for them. And actually, before I do that, I'm also going to talk a little bit about like planning out exam studying. I'm gonna sound like I'm this super like overthinking this kind of person, which I know that I am, but just bear in mind, you don't have to do all of these things. This is just suggestions from me, different kind of methods that you don't necessarily have to do all of them. A lot of them I'm not necessarily using, but I'll tell you guys whenever I'm doing a certain thing and whenever I'm just telling you guys like suggestions. So First, a few general things about exams. At least in standardized testing, there is usually one answer that there's the most of. So my first suggestion is before you go into an exam, if it's a multiple choice exam, choose your letter of the day. So A, B, C, or D, or maybe E, depending on the teacher. If you take like Scantrons, which is like the multiple choice ones, usually there will be one answer that is used most commonly, unless your teacher is like super smart and already knows how this all works and they use each answer like an even amount of times, which is probably not going to happen. But I suggest having a letter of the day so that if you legitimately do not know what's happening, you cannot even take like an educated guess on a question, then you have like an answer that you just go to, so you at least have like a little bit more of a chance of getting that like 25% chance of getting that answer right. Also suggest writing your name at the top of your paper. I cannot tell you, actually I can tell you, because on 2 of my exams, I went to turn it in and I was like, oh, and I didn't have my name on the top, and I know that I would have been so mad at myself if I forgot that, and the teacher was like, oh, sorry, you didn't write your name on it, like I can't count that. Oh my god, just make sure you write your name on whatever you get just write your name on it, because you will be very sad if the teacher doesn't count it because you forgot your name. Also remember, if you are taking a Scantron like test where you have like the questions on one sheet and then you have the like answer sheet, kind of like whenever it's like standardized testing, that's usually what they do, then definitely remember to just every once in a while make sure you're on the right number. So like usually what I do is I would be like 20, so I'd be like 20 answer C, and then I'd go over to my like Scantron and I'd be 20 answer C, just to like make sure you're on the same page, because it sucks when you skip like one question and you don't know where it was, but all your answers are off by 1 or 2. That is the worst thing ever. Another more general tip, I think this is my last one, is to get yourself a few new school supplies that are going to inspire you for exams, because I know that my first semester of exams, I was pretty like ready for this. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in high school, I'm like so cool, I get to like do all this cool stuff and I get to be like stressed out, and yeah, I'm a high schooler, and like I don't know why I was so excited about it, but I was. This semester I am like, can I just be done? Like actually, can I bye, I'll see ya in the August, okay? Alright, TTYL, but I was like, you know what, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get back in that like game face, we're gonna get our game face on, and we are gonna do this. So I went to Target and I bought this, and this is just one of the 5-star like binders that come with paper in it. So I wrote my course finals for semester 2, and I bought some new school supplies for myself. My mom also found this a while back, but it has my name on it, so I'm not gonna show you that, but she found this really cool like binder looking thing that has like folders on it, so as you like flip into the first page, it like has a bunch. I don't know if you can like understand what I'm saying here, but yeah, that's cool. So sorry, my name's on some of that stuff, so I don't want to like show you. Okay, so now that we have the general ideas out of the way, I'm just going to talk about how I started planning how I'm going to study for exams. So they sent us out this calendar, and I scratched out my name and like the company because I don't want to do anything. But basically they just sent this out, and it gives you a place to write your schedule. So you write what period and then your subject, and then whether or not you have a study guide for that, and whether or not you want to study with a group or by yourself. If you are like one of those extreme planner people who it makes you feel like really accomplished once you've like organized everything, tune into this, and if not, I will probably write the time at which normal exam tips start, but this here is for the people who are like freakishly obsessive about being organized like myself. So for all of you crazy organizer people, so what I actually did was I divided up my work, every single thing that I had to do for every single class, every single thing. I wrote it down on a piece of paper, which I can't find right now, but I already organized this, so it's okay. I wrote them down on a piece of paper in half-an-hour chunks about what I thought would take me a half an hour to do. So, for example, I have highlighting my Honors World Studies notes for Unit 6. That I wrote down as half an hour. It would probably take me close to 45 minutes, but I was just doing a very generalized kind of about with like a 10-minute allowance resistance. So, half-an-hour chunks is what I did. Then I counted them all, because that's important, and then I sound so OCD, but basically I counted them all. The number that I had, I multiplied that by 30 because that's the amount of minutes I was going to have to do. So then I had the whole amount of minutes that I thought that I was going to have to study for every single thing. I divided it by 60 to turn it into hours, and then I like looked at how many days until each exam that I had. So basically I figured out about how much time I needed to be studying each day for each exam. If you have a better way to do that that works better for you, go ahead and do that. This is just how I did it, so if you followed what I was explaining there, great, and I hope that that is helpful for you. So basically I wrote out about half-hour chunks on each day that I have for studying for each thing, and I just wrote it out on a calendar. This is, I know, is going to keep me on track because I know I get so stressed out very easily with things like this that I know are really important and that are going to affect my grade. So that is this, if anybody is curious. Okay, so moving on to how I study for each subject that I have, you know, knowledge about. We are going to just get into that. So for math, this year I was in geometry, and I'm pretty sure most math classes you will get some kind of review pack where basically they give you like basic kind of concepts. But if you are one of those unfortunate souls who does not get like a lovely little packet to review everything from all the units that you have to know, I am so sorry. But if you don't have one of those, then I would highly suggest going through your book. And I know most high schools you don't like buy your books, so you can't like highlight in them, which is so frustrating because I think highlighting is a really good like tool to use. But if you are one of those unfortunate souls, my heart goes out to you. And also I would just highly suggest just looking through your book, looking at the looking at each section that you have to know. So like basically about the second half of the book is my guess. And just look through at the key concepts and then look through like the problems in there that like your teacher would have assigned you for homework throughout the year. So like if there's ever one that like stands out to you, like a problem, and you're like, wait, I kind of remember that, write it down, circle it, do something, continue going through all of them. Once you've done that and written down all the questions that kind of look familiar, those questions that stuck in your brain because you did them so many times in class or whatever, or you just remember being on a test, or any kind of question that rings a bell in your brain, write it down and do it, because chances are those are the kinds of questions that are the big points, the main ideas, the ones that your teacher favored, and the ones that your teacher is probably going to put on your exam. I started going through all the units, so this is how I did. I did chapter 1 and then like 1-1, and I just talked about super basic concepts. I wrote it down. This is kind of an overachiever kind of thing, and this really didn't even end up helping me on the test, but again, if you are one of those people who is like super organized and likes to make sure you're like perfect on everything, or if you struggle with math, then this is a good thing to do. Go through and actually write down and note all the concepts. Even if you already did that throughout the year, writing things down is really going to help you. I'm going to talk about world studies or history or whatever history class you're taking. This year I took world studies, so it was pretty like widespread across the world, and I was in honors, so it was like hardcore. I swear it felt like an AP course. If you want to hear more about all the classes I'm talking about, check out my like really long video that I referenced earlier. It will be linked down below. So this is something that I think you are probably going to get a review guide on, and my name is on this, so I don't want to entirely show you, but yeah, for me, this is what my review guide looks like. How my teacher divided up the class was you had essential questions for every unit. So for this one, we did 27 essential questions that kind of summed up the unit. And these kinds of essential questions are the kinds that will be like essay questions on the exam, the ones that are like your teacher actually wants like a legitimate essay out of, because you're going to have enough time to do so. So these are the kinds of ones that you want to pay special attention to, and usually they'll give you more than one option, but if not, just like know these. These are the kinds of things that you have to at least have ideas floating around in your head for, like examples. For example, what causes revolutions? That was a very broad spectrum kind of question that an honors kind of history class would ask. So just think about these kinds of things, at least have examples going on in your head. If you want to like outline an answer for each of these questions, I would recommend that. I'm planning on doing that. What am I doing? I'm planning on doing that, so I would recommend that. Then definitely go through all the terms, just like obvious things. You guys, sometimes I feel like I give you tips that are like so obvious. Also, something that I so recommend, not only for history, but if you struggle in science, Spanish, like a lot of subjects, English, like vocabulary, a lot of subjects this will help you with, make Quizlets. This is not a sponsored video. I just love Quizlet. They have an app so you can study it like at school between like periods. You can, at my school I'm allowed to have my phone during study hall, so I can just go on there. I don't have to be on a computer. It is just so helpful. They also have a website, of course, obviously. That's why they have an app. But basically you can go on it. It's basically you can make flashcards online, and so they have a whole bunch of different ways they can test you on that. Also, for whatever history class you may be taking, I would recommend having a page in whatever notebook you're using for any questions that come up whenever you're going over the unit, because chances are when you're going over material from like 18 weeks, you're gonna have some questions, forget something that happened that you didn't like note very well, something like that. And then I would also have a page written down for difficult terms that just aren't really sticking in your brain and it's frustrating you, because rewriting them is gonna help them stick in your brain more. So love going back through and highlighting my notes. Whenever you're highlighting your notes, don't feel bad if you feel like you're highlighting everything, because if you're a good note taker, it means you write down only the important things and maybe some details. So if your notes look like this, then that means you did a good job taking your notes. So yeah, I like to highlight everything whenever I'm actually taking, like, these are book notes, so they're a lot more organized than in-class notes, because in class I don't know like how I want to format it, because I don't know what the teacher is gonna say. So here is Hitler and Nazi Germany, and then so the blue is where I highlighted the actual term when I was taking it. This is just like the heading, and then the yellow is where I was going back through today and going over everything. And then as you can see, these are like class notes, so a lot less organized and kind of formatted strangely and not quite as pretty, but still very importante. The point of this video was to tell you to study, because a lot of people, I don't know, I saw a video recently by a very popular YouTuber talking about how like exams really don't affect your grade that much, and I know, and she said her like kind of thing was like her ratio was 40-40-20, and I guess that depends on the class, how good you are at the class, but she kind of sounded like she didn't really study that hard just because it was not that big of a deal and it's a small percentage of your grade. But I mean, I think that kind of depends on how much you care about school, because if I didn't study, I think I would be a mess, just freaking out about not knowing things, because I don't like that feeling of being like, oh crap, I don't remember that. So yeah, sorry this is kind of a long video. It was supposed to be short, but it ended up being pretty long, but hopefully I'll be able to edit down to a reasonable amount. Like I said, all of those links will be down below, and hopefully I will remember all of those things whenever I'm posting this. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to comment down below what your favorite study tips are, and if you enjoyed the video, like this, and also comment down below your favorite study tip that I gave you. Just give me comments. They bring me joy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!